Audio Jungle.
Nightmare neighbor. A woman who claims she turned down relationship advances from deceased murder suspect Dave Wilson said he became a bad neighbor when she rejected him and started dumping garbage in her yard and even poisoned her dog. In recalling her nightmare with Wilson, 54, who engaged the security force in a 4-hour standoff at the Caledonia Road apartment on Tuesday, the woman who requested not to be named said she knew him for 3 years as a reserved person, but things took a turn a year ago when he started displaying signs of aggression. My first interaction with him was about 4 years ago. It was just passing, like hi and bye, she said on Wednesday, a day after Bullet disturbed the quiet mixed commercial and residential section of Lower Caledonia Road. She said Wilson expressed his interest in her a year ago at a nearby plaza, but when she turned him down, their interactions became bitter, even over the use of garbage skip. Last year, I went to the plaza to fix something with my boyfriend, and Dave came up to me. Basically, him did a look me, I laughed it off. The first disagreement we had was over that garbage skip over there, she pointed out. For years, I have been dumping my one and only garbage bag over there in the skip, she added. However, the woman said she was starting to wake up to seeing garbage stew across her yard, and the culprit wasn't her dog, as her CCTV footage captured Wilson emptying solid waste there. Mind you, I've been dumping garbage there for years. Last year he had an issue. My boyfriend put the garbage out like 2 a.m. He Dave waited, looked out the window, took out the garbage, came onto our property, burst open the garbage and spread it all over the yard. I have it on video, she said. After that, he got a number and called at about 3 a.m. cursing expletives and threatening me. This was right after my boyfriend moved in with me. Dave started behaving like this, the woman added in suggestive jealousy. Because we didn't want any argument, we decided to go to the dump to dispose of our solid waste, and that was it. The phone call happened in May, she explained. Thinking that was the end of bitterness, the woman was alarmed when her dog was poisoned after she and her partner went out with friends. 10 minutes after we left home, the camera picked up Dave walking into the yard with something in his hand, and he threw it in the balcony. However, I didn't notice it until the following morning, she said. When we came in, we saw one of the dogs behaving funny. We called the emergency vet. They tried to treat him, and she ended up passing away. That is when I checked the camera and I noticed, she added. The woman said she reported the matter to the police, but claimed she was given the runaround by the cops even after Wilson reportedly admitted that he fed the dog. They only listened to what I had to say, didn't write anything, and then they took his statement that he felt bad for the dog. He felt that they needed to be fed because they were barking, she said. I asked them if they were going to charge him for trespassing on my property because he came here without my permission. They were trying to shut me down and forcing me to take out a civil lawsuit. Eventually, we got the report done when we complained to a higher ranking officer, and at that point, police came and took a report, she stated. The woman said days later she saw signs that Wilson wasn't well. I went back to the police station and said, I'm in fear for my life. I feel like this man is going to hurt me and probably even me because he is going to hurt an animal that didn't do him anything. He is going to hurt someone. They laughed it off and said, no, it's fine, the woman claimed. We were in the process of bringing a case when all the shooting happened, she said. The woman said her partner explained that following an autopsy on her pet, a huge amount of poison was found in the dog's stomach system. The dog pancreas and her stomach was swollen. They said it was like a toxin. It wasn't like regular rat poison, the couple said. We went to the police to tell them the outcome, to get some action, hoping they would check his premises or the car for the toxin. If they had checked, they probably would have found the guns, she stated. She also claimed that Wilson threatened her in the presence of police. He said, you whatever, you call police on me? Watch me and you. I said to the police, didn't you hear him? And they said, no. Wilson met his demise on Tuesday during a tense 4-hour standoff at his apartment. The couple witnessed part of the incident. The police went onto the road looking for him. A patrol unit remained, and all of a sudden, I heard gunshot and saw police dodging bullet behind a van and everybody started running in all over the place for hours, she stated. She insisted that she isn't surprised that Wilson is accused of engaging the police in a shootout. He seemed to be the type of person to just snap for the smallest of things and snap excessively, she stated. Courts grant injunction in police battle. The Supreme Court on Wednesday granted an application by Senior Superintendent of Police SSP Wayne Cameron for an ex parte injunction preventing Police Commissioner Dr. Kevin Blake from removing him as head of the Police Officers Association POA. The court also granted Cameron's application for a stay of implementation of the decision by the Commissioner in relation to Cameron until a judicial review scheduled for October 8. In an interview to reporters on Wednesday, Cameron repeated his claim that the Commissioner of Police has no authority to remove a POA chairman from his position. It is clear that we'll have to test the legality of the Commissioner's actions because, from what we know, would have overstepped his bounds, said Cameron, as he reiterated his position that the POA chair is selected from the floor of the association's conference, at which more than two-thirds of the officers of the Jamaica Constabulary Force are present, and that was done at the last conference in November 2022. He pointed out that Dr. Blake has called a meeting of selected officials for the JCF, to which he has invited, and argued that this is also a cause of concern. And so I will be discussing that move as well with my attorney, added Cameron. The POA chairman rejected the commissioner's claim that reports of alleged indiscipline and misconduct by the chair may compromise the conduct of the POA, particularly at a time when the organization is required to engage in highly technical salaries and benefits negotiations with the government of Jamaica. According to Cameron, the misconduct charge, which was recently sent to the Police Service Commission against him, refers to a 2020 incident, which he was already challenged about and was cleared. You cannot remove someone from office with a tribunal without it being heard, so an allegation is an allegation. If you are a judge or jury, then by all means you can refer to someone as being indisciplined, but what I do know is that anyone who is indicted by any form of impropriety would be brought before the tribunal. That has not been done. I have not been brought before the tribunal, added Cameron. He also scoffed at claims that he breached JCF rule by actively campaigning in the lead to the recent general election. That is absolute rubbish, declared Cameron. I am a man of principle, and I respect my office and my organization too much. I would never involve in any election campaign. I would expect people to put the type of foolishness out there, but it is not true. In fact, that is just laughable, absurd, added Cameron. The people of Manchester prefer me as a mayor, says PNP Donovan Mitchell. Defeated People's National Party candidate Donovan Mitchell has conceded his loss to the Jamaica Labour Party's Rhoda Crawford, claiming the people of Manchester prefer him in his capacity as mayor of Mandeville. I want to congratulate the winners and say well done to those who have fought very hard. As for me, the people of Manchester say it is better for me to sit as mayor, and so this morning I accept that, and I wish that to continue to do my work of this parish, he said at Thursday's sitting of the municipal corporation. Mitchell polled 8,876 to Crawford, 9,112 in the September 3rd election. During the sit-in, Mitchell blasted the government for a campaign promise of a one-road authority, labeling it as gimmicks. Any move to move such authority from the councils will have to go through Parliament, and if you remove roads from us and entertainment regulations from us, it is simple, close down the municipalities, because what else would the municipality be needed for or to be a part of, from taking care of the poor and indigent, building plans and all of that, stated Mitchell. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.